Good evening. It's Friday, July 24, 2020 here in Cebu City. I'm Cherry Ann Lim, and here's all you need to know in Newsbits tonight. More areas in Cebu City will be placed under small-scale lockdowns this weekend. This after swab test results accumulated from July 9 to 22 showed that there are more areas in the city that have a high number of COVID-19 cases. Here's Chari Coronel for the details.
Cebu City Councilor Joel Garganera, the Deputy Chief Implementer of the Interagency Task Force Emergency Operations Center Cebu City, says there will be additional areas to be placed under small-scale lockdowns which will take effect on Sunday, July 26. Garganera explains that based on the polymerase chain reaction test results accumulated from July 9 to 22, 26 barangays are found to have the most number of positive results for COVID-19. The city councilor, however, refuses to disclose the names of the barangays included, adding that the villages involved are still conducting validation. Garganera says they will meet with village chiefs tomorrow for the implementation of granular lockdown on Sunday. The number of areas to be placed under small-scale lockdowns may be more or less than 26, as there will be more than one household or sitio in one barangay. Local officials initially announced on July 21 that certain areas in 21 barangays in the city will be placed under granular lockdowns. For workers staying in the areas included in the granular lockdown, Garganera says they are not allowed to go out even if they are considered as authorized person outside residence or APOR. He also assured the city government will provide food for the affected families. Meanwhile, Mandawi City placed around 500 houses under lockdown which have cases of COVID-19. Chari Coronel, Newsbits Tonight.
Starting today, those who don't wear face masks in public areas in Mandawi City will be apprehended. Violators face jail time of 6 to 12 months or a fine of 5,000 pesos. Here's Kenneth Torres for the details.
Mandawi City Mayor Jonas Cortez signed the city ordinance mandating the wearing of face masks in public places. Attorney John Edu Ibanez, the executive secretary of the mayor, says non-wearing of face mask is punishable with a 5,000 peso fine or 6 to 12 months of imprisonment. Police and barangay tanuts have started strolling around the city, especially the interior areas, to enforce the ordinance. Ibanez says once an individual will be spotted not wearing face mask or not properly wearing it, he or she will be apprehended immediately. The violators will be charged with a penalty of 5,000 pesos or 6 to 12 months of imprisonment. Ibanez also encouraged the public to report to police any individual violating the ordinance. Kenneth Torres, Newsbits Tonight.
My Bus Freeride resumed its operation today with limited routes in Cebu City. Here's Chari Coronel for the details.
My Bus Freeride resumes its operation today in Cebu City. It says it will operate at 50% capacity and will implement sanitation protocols in compliance with the regulations set by the Interagency Task Force on the Management of the Emerging Infectious Diseases and of the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board. The bus will ply the routes of Fuente to SM Seaside and SM City Cebu from 8:20 a.m. to 6 p.m., while SM Seaside to Fuente and SM City Cebu to Fuente every 10 a.m. to 7:20 p.m. The schedule for the routes has 40-minute intervals. My Bus temporarily suspended its operations last June 16 when Cebu City was placed back under enhanced community quarantine. The city is currently under modified ECQ from July 16 to 31. Chari Coronel, Newsbits Tonight.
Thames International and Sunstar Publishing Incorporated will hold a free webinar this Saturday on parenting tips for online learning. Here's Mildred Galarpe for the details.
The new academic school year will start next month with a new mode of learning. Are we ready for it? What are the challenges ahead? Joel Santos, president and co-founder of THIMS International Business School, shared some challenges for both teachers and students.
The challenge really for most schools as they migrate to online learning is teacher training, first and foremost, because it's not something that you learn overnight. Our teachers are used to a traditional face-to-face. Then suddenly you will tell them, you're now an online teacher. That cannot happen overnight. So the teacher training, we've been doing teacher training from Singapore for 2 years, and then we still have a lot to learn. And then you're asking your teachers now, suddenly become an online teacher. That really doesn't happen overnight. So that's the first challenge. Second challenge is the students. The students from a face-to-face, again, physical classroom, suddenly they're now an online student. The dynamics of not having your classmate with you. Now you're dealing with a teacher who is virtual. How are you going to handle online quizzes? So a lot of these dynamics are new to the students. So it's not easy to just overnight become an online student. And that's also the other challenge. And that's why I think schools should also not just focus on the teachers, but should also focus on preparing their students for this virtual classroom mode.
Since this mode of learning is new to many, support groups like the parents need to be more conscious of their children's needs.
The home is critical now kasi before, the learning environment was the classroom, the school, the physical classroom. Now the learning environment is the home. So parents have to help their kids have a good environment for studying. Hindi lang studying, but actually conducting the class. And the survey said 75% of all students do not have a private place in their home to have their online classes. And the reason is they're sharing the work from home environment with everybody. So if they're two siblings and their parents are also working from home, there's really no privacy to do that. So that's one challenge. And the other thing, parents have to understand that it's a stressful transition for their kids. It's a new environment, and then you have a pandemic happening all the time. There's a lot of stress and mental issues that we have to address, and the parents should be wary of this and really prepare, not just as a learning environment in the home, but also in other words, a support system for their students.
Get some tips on students' mental health and cybersecurity during the school's online learning.
We don't claim to be the experts on online learning. It just so happened we have a 2-year experience, and we want to share our mistakes and also our successes para hindi na maulit. And so tomorrow, there's going to be a webinar in partnership with Sunstar, a series of webinars. This will be the first one where we're going to share to parents, how do you prepare your home to become a learning environment for online learning. The other thing we will share in our webinar tomorrow is how do you help your kids during this time in terms of mental health and stress management. So tomorrow at 5 p.m., THEMS and Sunstar will be conducting a webinar for wellness and online learning preparation in the home. So I hope you guys can all join us tomorrow. So please register on this link. Yes, this is free. This is part of our public service between THEMS and Sunstar. We are here for Bayanihan to share so that this is a new environment. We're in a crisis, and we hope we can share with you our knowledge of online learning, not just in school, but also at home. So it's a free webinar, 5 p.m. tomorrow. Please register on this link. Or if not, you can join the Facebook Live in the Sunstar FB page tomorrow.
Mildred Galarpe, Newsbits Tonight.
For the latest in sports, here's Kenneth Torres.
The Dallas Mavericks bested the Los Angeles Lakers 108-104 in the National Basketball Association season restart scrimmage in Orlando today. The game got out to a thrilling start but the Lakers pulled ahead to take a 7-point lead in the second quarter. The Mavericks fired back in the third quarter, where they outscored the Lakers 33-19 to take a 3-point lead into the final frame. With just over 3 minutes to go, Mavericks amassed a 12-point lead, and Lakers closed the game on a 15-7 run, but came up short in the end. Seth Curry led the way for the Mavericks with 23 points, while Boban Marjanovic contributed 17 points, 13 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal. Luka Doncic also tallied 14 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and a steal, while LeBron James led the Lakers with 12 points and 5 assists. Anthony Davis scored 12 points, and JaVale McGee and Quinn Cook added 13 points apiece. The Lakers are set to face Orlando Magic on Sunday, July 26, while Mavericks will face Indiana Pacers on Monday, July 27. Kenneth Torres, Newsbits Tonight.
Get the latest, visit www.sunstar.com.ph. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media accounts on Twitter and Facebook. I'm Sherry Ann Lin. Good evening.